Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about APIs, what they are and how they work. First things first, let's define what an API is. API stands for Application Programming Interface. It's a set of protocols and tools for building software applications. In simpler terms, an API is a messenger that takes requests from one system and sends it to another system, and then returns the response. There are different types of APIs: REST, SOAP, GraphQL, and more. REST, Representational State Transfer, is the most popular type of API, and it's based on HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol, is another type of API that uses XML, Extensible Markup Language, for messaging. GraphQL is a newer type of API that allows clients to request only the data they need. How does an API work? Now that we know what an API is and the different types, let's talk about how it works. At a high level, an API works like this. 1. A client, such as a web or mobile app, sends a request to an API. 2. The API processes the request and sends it to the relevant server or database. 3. The server or database processes the request and sends a response back to the API. 4. The API sends the response back to the client. Let's look at some examples of APIs in action. If you use a weather app on your phone, it's likely that the app is using an API to get the weather data. Similarly, if you use a social media app, it's using APIs to get your profile information and show you your friends' updates. To use an API, you need to know what requests it accepts and what responses it sends. This is where API documentation comes in. API documentation explains how to use the API, what endpoints are available, what parameters are required, and what responses to expect. API security. One important thing to note is that APIs can be vulnerable to security threats, such as unauthorized access and data breaches. That's why it's important to implement security measures such as authentication, encryption, and rate limiting. In summary, an API is a way for different software systems to communicate with each other. There are different types of APIs, such as REST, SOAP, and GraphQL, and they all work by taking requests from clients, sending them to servers or databases, and returning responses. API documentation is important for understanding how to use an API, and security measures are important for protecting the data being transmitted. I hope this video has been helpful in understanding APIs. Please consider subscribing to our channel for more educational content. Thanks for watching.